Blackstone Audiobooks presents God's Smuggler by Brother Andrew. Preface. Nobody doubts that Russia and other communist countries are different places today than they were a few years ago. They are more open, more receptive to new ideas, more available to the traveller. What brought such changes about? While the great matters of economics and politics are being analysed by the experts, a small but highly significant factor has gone largely unnoticed. This is the creative work of a tiny group of ordinary men and women, of a single man in the beginning, who have done their part in changing history. When we first met Andrew, we knew at once that we wanted to tell this story. There was only one trouble. Much that was current in it could not yet be told, for this would place people in danger. Even in the part that was history, certain facts would have to be altered. In most cases, real names could not be used. Certain places and dates would have to be disguised, and of course the actual techniques involved in border crossing and smuggling could not be disclosed. But with all these safeguards there remained a story so unique, so human, so full of significance for the future of us all, that we felt this much should be written now. Andrew grew up in a typical small Dutch town, the son of a not-too-prosperous blacksmith. Like everyone else in the early 1950s, he recognized that the overwhelming challenge to our generation was the third of the world under communism. Like us, he knew that the communist bloc was closed to the West, certainly to an unsponsored private individual like himself. Like the rest of us, he knew that you couldn't walk into Russia and Hungary and Albania and China and start preaching a different way of life. And at this point, his story becomes quite unlike the story of anyone else in the world. John and Elizabeth Sherrill. Guideposts. Carmel, New York, 1968. Chapter 1. Smoke and Bread Crusts. From the time I first put on wooden shoes, klompen we call them in Holland, I dreamed of daring do. I was a spy behind the lines. I was a lone scout in enemy territory. I crept beneath barbed wire while tracer bullets scorched the air about me. Of course, we didn't have any real enemies in my hometown of Witte, not when I was very small, so we made enemies out of each other. We kids used our klompen to fight with. Any boy who got himself hit with a wooden shoe just hadn't reached his own fast enough. I remember the day I broke a shoe over my enemy friend Keyes's head. What horrified us both wasn't the enormous bump on his forehead, but the ruined shoe. Keyes and I forgot our war long enough to try repairing it, but this is a skill gained only with time. And that night my hard-working blacksmith father—
Sample complete. Ready to continue?